extraordinary wife. I use the term extraordinary. She said I couldn't leave that out. She also criticized my writing already because I talked about how one of the things she does an awful lot of things in the community. One of the things she did is I said get a women's shelter off the ground, and that's actually a maternity shelter. I think they've had 9 babies born.
9 babies born so
through there so far. It's over on the west side of Bethel. But she also runs the kitchen at St. Thomas More. Feeds 600 a day, comes home and asks me what I want to eat or what I'm going to make to eat. It's really the way it works. What the beginning of this says is we moved here a little over 22 years ago, actually in January of 1990. Just the 2 of us. We found a great place to live, great place to raise a family, so we decided we would raise a family here. We have a 19-year-old who just started Wake Forest, and he's taking all my money down there. And we have our daughter Joy, who's in 6th grade at St. Thomas More, and she's our field hockey star, our soccer star, and hopefully she'll pick one because I can only be on so many sidelines in the course of any single week. I'm running for Lehigh County Exec, and I got a lot of words in here, but I'm running for Lehigh County Exec because I'm not running for Congress. I'm running to serve the people of Lehigh County. I've heard an awful lot of talk over the last year as to why we can't take this money from the government because we have a national debt or we owe China money. I think the job of the county executive is to serve everybody in the county, to work for you, to bring as much of our money that we send to Washington back here, rather than to say, no thank you, I don't want it because you've got a national debt problem. We have, they happen to be Republicans, but we have 2 very solid people who are down there representing us right now. Actually 3, I've got Mr. Casey, but we've got Charlie Dent, we've got Pat Toomey. I know them both very well. Their job is to solve things like national debt. That's not what I think we have to do in the county, and unfortunately we've come close to turning down some money. The reason I have you out here freezing is that one of the things that we've done recently, or I've watched go on for almost a little over 2 months with our Board of Commissioners, and certainly David wasn't one of them, is the Emmaus was entitled to some money from Green Future Fund. We had it budgeted it was in the budget. It was in the budget in 2012. It was in the 2013 budget, and a block of commissioners decided they wanted to hold all the projects for this particular area and 5 other municipalities hostage, so that we would come up with more money to cut from the budget before they would fund it. It was all unnecessary. You'll see in what you get in the handout, my term for what I'm watching happen here in Lehigh County is cliffsmanship. It's a word I've made up, but it's an interesting game. What happens is you invent an unnecessary cliff. It wasn't there. You invent it. Then you dance along the edge for weeks at a time, holding things hostage. And then you find some very lame reason as why you can back away from the cliff without falling off. In this case, it happened to be an extremely lame motion that really had no meaning. And then you declare that you did something wonderful, that somehow you did your job and you were diligent and these are all things you do. That's nonsense. That's the kind of nonsense I think belongs in Washington. It doesn't belong in Lehigh. It doesn't belong in Washington either. It certainly doesn't belong in Lehigh County. That's not what everybody out there, I think, wants. I think they want straight talk. You'll see when you get into all the words here, that's what I believe in. One of the reporters asked me a little earlier today, would I change my way because I tend to talk very straight. I don't mince words, and would I change because now I'm a politician? This is the first time running, and the answer is no, I'm not going to. And if I had to, I wouldn't be running. And if somebody doesn't like straight talk and no empty promises, then punch another lever on the screen, because that just isn't me, and I don't think that's any of the 3 people here who are running for commissioner. I now know them pretty well, and I don't see that coming from them. I think we all want the same thing, and that's what we're going to be pushing for.